Hi guys, welcome to my channel. This is Amanda, the Stitching Panda, coming to you from North East Scotland on Wednesday the 30th of August 2025. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. It is lovely to have you here. If you are a new person, you have stumbled across me due to whatever YouTube algorithm, is it an algorithm thing that decides who sees what? If you stumbled across me from that, I hope you're ready for a cross stitch channel, because that's what this is. And hopefully you enjoy my video, like what you see, and will consider subscribing. That would be wonderful. We've had a little increase again in numbers, so I think I'm up at 460 something. So yeah, that's great. I didn't practice that. I did sit here and I've had it all going through my head, and then I start speaking and I'm like, that thing in your head saying nah, 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 nah. And it's like, I'm keeping going, I'm not stopping. Oh dear. The troubles. So I'm thinking, do you know, I've got more of a shadow today. I don't think I'm right proper in the, let me see if I can just scoot you. Will that make a difference? Oh no, because I've got I don't know. Anyway, there we go. That's you. You're set. I'm not going to move you again, I don't think. Yeah, I've been sat here trying to right, okay, this is the okay angle. You can't see too much junk in the background. You can see a bit, but not too much. And then it's like, what does my hair look like on screen? And I've got this really wayward sticky up a bit here. And then it's like, oh God, are my chin hairs showing? And I've got rid of all my chin hairs. And then, you know, I've got that one that comes up down here that's not there. And then all of a sudden it's blowing in the breeze and, you know. Yeah. You're here for cross stitch, not to discuss my chin hairs. Sorry about that. Yes, so, okay, I've just thought to myself, right, stop and start again. But I'm not going to stop and start again. I'm just going to keep going because this is an ongoing issue that my brain says, nah, that's rubbish, stop and start again. But I just keep going. So this is a channel about cross stitch, primarily. There may be other crafts involved on occasion. Today is one of those occasions. They don't happen very often, but today it is. Today it's a diamond painting occasion. I did a bit of diamond painting yesterday, to be precise. I thought I really quite fancy doing some of that today, so I did. I did stitching as well, but it was kind of like I had a little bit of time in the afternoon before I went to work, and I thought, you know what, I think I'm going to do some of that. So yes, I will have that to show you too. What else have I got? Okay, I've worked on 10 projects. I have a SAF, which is a start and finish. I have 2 new starts. Yeah. So, shall we get going? Let's get going. I'm going to start with the diamond painting because it's just one thing, and then excuse me, I have a bit of a tickle today, which is most annoying. So I have my iced latte as usual. I've already had 2 caffeine coffees today because on a Wednesday, this is a bit of a tangent, on a Wednesday I go to what is affectionately called the Wednesday Club. My friend is a hairdresser in the next village, and she's you know, you can pop in and out for a chat. You don't have to book an appointment and go and have a haircut to go and see her. You can just pop in and have a chat. And it started out being that Wednesdays was a good day, and I'd pop in on a Wednesday. And for a little while, it was the Wednesday Cheese Club, because there were, oh, I found a new cheese, and shall we try this? Well, we got fed up with the cheese bit, so then it's just Wednesday Club now. And obviously life happens, and it doesn't get to happen absolutely every Wednesday. But this Wednesday, it did. So sometimes I'll come back and it's like, I've had my hair done. My hair all look good. But today I'm on a bit of a... I'm not due my hair for another week or so. I might see if I can get her to do it next week. Yeah, so that's by the by. Where was I going with that? Wednesday Club. Coffee, yes. And I always have coffee when I'm there, and I've had 2 cups of coffee this morning, which is maybe why, you know, because I don't generally drink a lot of caffeine coffee. So my latte to now is a decaf, because I think I've got enough flowing. I don't need any more. Although I might say different later on when I'm at work and need the extra. So, right, let's get going. We've already waffled enough. We've gone off again. I'm not going to take the stuff off, so I'm hoping that this doesn't glare too much. But this was my diamond painting. As you can see, it's a cute little Westy with the post box. It's a Christmas Westy. And I don't know if you can tell, but there's all these little thingies up and over here that I've put on, and they come all the way down here and here. It's one of the main colours in it. It's 824, DMC number 824. So yeah, that is the one that I worked on. I actually started that in December last year, and then I broke my elbow, and I've not worked on it since then. So I got it out and I thought, oh. So we are organised this week with, I've got notes. I have, it might not look like it, but I have thought about what my content is going to be this week. And yes, so that's the first part. So then we will now go on to the stitching. So, and this is done in order that I wrote it in my journal, diary, stitching diary thing. So, see this project bag here, this large project bag, was missing for over a week. Not with the piece in it, I will hasten to add. So it wasn't a major panic. The actual project wasn't in it. I couldn't find, and I knew it was in this room, but I still couldn't find it. I think zips. I think Tom had come in and we were chatting, and I'd folded it and I'd put it on the arm of the chair, and then it's worked its way back and it had gotten down the back of the chair in a position where I wouldn't have been really looking for it. And I literally, it was like, where's it gone? Where's it gone? And I didn't remember that I'd, you know, folded it and put... So yeah. But that project bag is for my Westy with Robin snippet that is from Charting Creations. Let me get my folder out. I forgot this the last time. So there we go. Artwork is from the McNeil studio, and it's a Charting Creations one. and this is being done in memory of my Westy Wooey. So it is affectionately called my Wooey piece. I worked on this section here, and I got in 1,651 since I last showed it you, and for the month I got in 2,548, and this has given me my row finish. So there we go. I'm hoping, yeah, that you can see all of that. And I have put in the grid for the bottom half. That's as far down as it goes. So I will be making a start on the bottom, and it goes like that much past the bottom of the next page bit, but I'm not going to stop at the bottom of the page like I normally would. I'm just going down to the bottom of the chart because the partials aren't enough to warrant stopping. I'll just go to the bottom, and that's that. So yeah, I am very pleased with that progress. This is my focus piece for the year. It's a focus piece until it's finished, but I am not aiming for a finish this year on it. It's the next one that I'll finish, and it's my focus from that point of view, but I'm not like got a deadline or anything. So there was that one. Then I'm not sure if I'll put that there because I will forget otherwise. In my last video I mentioned this piece, which is from Pin, and how I was going to use this for my 30 minutes a day, 30 mad as I call it, to get that border done. Now I managed to do that 8 times out of the last 14 days, and I got 1,036 stitches in it, and this is where we are at now. So as you can see, I've got both sides done, and I am now working along the bottom. I get roughly 120 to 130 stitches in a half an hour section, because you're just working on one colour. I load up 3 needles before I get going, and then I press my timer and off I go. So yeah, pleased with how it's progressing, and I'm actually thinking that I will continue doing that project, using that even once the outer edge is done, because I'm enjoying working on it that way. So that is that one. Next up is the piles just keep sliding. This was a new start. This was for the prompt in Magazine Monthly Challenge, and for Woolies it was the L. So I had a new start on, and I've not got my bloody cover page printed out for it. It's Castles in the Air from Long Dog Sampler. I'm sure most people know what that one looks like, so I do apologise. But I am stitching this on a piece of 18 count pink Ada, 1/1 full cross. Don't know if you're really going to be able to see the colour as true as it is. It is a Mrs. Sada's silk hydrangea. See if I can see if showing you the, yeah, that's kind of it. So that's what I'm using on a piece of light pink 18 count Ada. I started this using, I decided I'd try Markup RXP because I know that some patterns, long dogs, don't go into Pattern Keeper very well, and I just wanted to try it. I've not got on overly well. I think I'm that ingrained with Pattern Keeper now. I loved a lot of the features on Markup RXP, but I couldn't, no, I was just getting too, I spent far too much time trying to find my way about, and oh, where was that again? And I know I've seen that somewhere. It's just, I think there's just too much on it for me. So I'm sticking with Pattern Keeper, and if I have to use a paper chart, I have to use a paper chart. So that was the first new start. Then I worked on this one here, which is the movie poster for Highlander, my favouriteest film ever, and I put it through Pick to Pat, and that's what the mock-up looks like. So this actually fits with a prompt in I Spy, and the prompt was for fish, and I will explain that when I've shown you. Some people out there will know exactly why that fits, if you're familiar with the film. This is being done on an 18 count 2/1 full cross, and I got 326 stitches in. So basically that there is what I did. And how this fit the prompt is, in the film there is a bit where Connor MacLeod, the main character, is in a boat, a rowboat, with Sean Connery, Ramirez for his proper name in there, and he says, because he's standing with the oar and he's trying to like balance himself, and he says, "I'm a man, not a fish," because obviously he can't swim. I can't swim, you Spanish peacock. I'm not Spanish, I'm Egyptian. You said you were from Spain, you're a liar. Blah, blah, blah. Yes, I've watched that film a lot. I actually watched it again. The other night, I'm watching it again. I don't know how many times that is now, but I've watched it a lot. So yeah. So that's where it fits with fish. So, you know, it works. For me, that works. That's enough of a link. So, next up is a project that actually links with that. If I was doing the thing where I had to link them, this next project links with that. And again, if you're familiar with the film, you'll know why it links. This was a prompt for Magazine Monthly Challenge, and it was for the letter E, and it is an artsy pattern, Ellendon and Castle, obviously E, and this castle features in that film. This is my favourite castle in Scotland. It's amazing. I love it. And I got 503 stitches in this. This is being done on a piece of 20 count Ada, 1/1 full cross, and I did 503 stitches in the sky. This here is the start of the actual castle. So we shift from sky to dark colours soon. I'm looking forward to that. So yeah. So yeah, that was a location that was used a lot at the beginning of the film. It's actually my favourite castle. I remember we went on a holiday. It was a whistle-stop tour of the north of Scotland, and we went up to Inverness. Then we went across to Ullapool and down to Loch Carron and stayed overnight there. We stayed overnight at Inverness, then over to Ullapool and down to Loch Carron and stayed there overnight. And then the next day as we left, because that was the day we were going back down to Tom's grandparents who lived just south of Glasgow, the route we were taking took us by that castle. And I'm not kidding, we were driving along and you're looking at the scenery and we just turned this corner and there it was. And it was one of those, oh my God, that is, look, that is so beautiful. And we're going back to the 1990, 91 time. So it's quite a while ago. But I can still remember the feeling when I saw it. It was just amazing. And when I was getting stuff ready for this is a picture that keeps getting shoved up. My mother-in-law gave it to me because for some reason she'd got pictures of our holiday. I think Tom must have left them at his house, because we were still living at home with parents at this point. And she says, look how slim you used to be. It's like, yeah, cheers, thanks for that. But yeah, this was that holiday. You can see on the signpost there, it's like Kinnussie and up to Inverness. And the weird thing is, we do travel that road a lot now when we go down south. But yeah, that was me. It's not, my hair's still kind of short, but I'm a lot thinner and a lot older. But yeah, it's like, yeah, thanks for reminding me. But yeah, it was just loved that holiday. And I don't know where the relevance of all that is, but anyway, it fits the prompt for E. So on to the next one, which isn't for a prompt. I don't think any of them are now. This is just, I was just picking them because, I've not worked on that for a while. And this one is a Mill Hill kit. I've not worked on this since, literally, this was one I was working on the weekend before I broke my elbow. So I was going to do more on this at the time and then I couldn't. So it's Angel Gathering. And I'm using all the kit things. And I'm really pleased with the progress I got. I find I've got 866 stitches done. I find it quite difficult because it's quite thick. You're using quite a few strands and it can be quite sore on the old fingers trying to pull it through. But there we go. I'm kind of colour completing on this now, which is why the angel looks weird. But I was really pleased with the progress that I'd managed to make on this. So yeah. I think I picked that out because I'd not worked on it since, and also with it being in part of my Christmas in July, while I'm not sticking to that wholly for the, you know, everything I stitch, clearly. It was on the list for that, and I thought, okay, I'll pull that one out. Then, let me just have a... I had a hankering for flea market flowers. It was calling my name. So, there we go. And that's the version that is there. I'm doing mine on a piece of, I think it's 16 count navy blue Ada. And the colours I'm using are these. These are the colours that I'm using. It's a bag of random colours. I was gifted these a few years back and loving using them on this. And I got 987 stitches in on this. Try to show you the ones that I did first. I did this one and these two. So that's another 2 blocks done. I love how the colours pop on a dark fabric. It's just... oh. And that's it at the minute. So as you can see, I've not got that many left to do. So I'm not sure whether I'll do, because I could do August, September, October, November, December. I'd have to do 2 1 month. I could maybe, if I did 2 for a month, like say 2 of the small ones, then go on to doing 1 a month and get it done for the end of the year. But I don't know. I might not. I enjoy stitching on it. That I know when I'm done, I'm going to be a bit... oh, I really enjoyed that. I'm going to be a bit sad now. Now that it's done. I'm going to take those out because I think I want to use those in a different project. Let's see if I can sort that. So that was that one. Then... also having a lot of these quite fancy moments, and I'm just going with it. This next one, Halloween. I really fancy doing some Halloween. I see a lot of people are doing that really gorgeous one. Helen D's just finished it and framed it. Autumn Lane Stitchery. Is it Pumpkin Patch? Pumpkin Ride? Something anyway. And you use a really orange fabric and stitch on it. Adelaide Stitches is doing a stitch along with it. And a lot of people are joining in. Been very tempted, but no. So because of this, I thought, right, I'm going to go and have a look and see what I've got in the way of Halloween. I've not got a lot, but one of the things that I have signed up for, when did I do that? End of June, I think. June, July. No, today, this is July. June. So it must have been June. Was the Shannon Christine Designs on her website. You can sign up for a Christmas club, a Halloween club, and a monthly club. and I signed up for the monthly club, and you get, I think it's one main chart, a Christmas chart, like a small Christmas chart, a Halloween chart, and another, like a series. And I think, does it work out at something like £8 something with the conversion a month? And I thought, oh, you're getting 4 really good patterns, and I love Shannon Christine Designs stuff. I could stitch loads of hers. So I thought, right, I'm going to sign up for that. And there's loads of previous ones. So I've got a load of cupcakes and teacups and Christmas ones, and this was one of the Halloween ones, but it was a start and a finish. It's Halloween window. This is on a piece of 14 count Ada that I hand dyed myself. I also used my own, I'd hand dyed this a while ago. You know, when you do those random experiments. Well, this was one of those. I was quite pleased with how it turned out, and I thought it'd be ideal for this. And then the moon is a this cotton. Remember it's used in Indian embroidery. I've got a load of these, so I used that for. Oh, just touched my lamp. Did you see that? So yeah, I'm not sure if you're not. Are you sliding? I don't know if you're sliding. I do have you very precariously balanced. So yeah, that was my SAF. And this is actually going to get finished soonish, because this is going to be gifted to the grand boys, Rachel's 2 boys. I'm going to give them a couple of Halloween pictures, ornamenty things to put out at Halloween, because they kind of like that. They don't do it to the extent that America does Halloween, but they do bits and pieces. The kids, Rachel, Anne-Marie and Thomas's girls, they love putting out pumpkins and stuff like that. So they've got one framed picture already, and I've got another couple of smalls that I'm going to make up for them. But this one is for Finn and Wyatt. So that's that one. So yeah, I highly recommend looking at Shannon Christine's subscription club on the interwebby. It's very good. Now, next one. Now this one is a new start too. Now, this new start has a story with it. I was watching Flosstube. I watched quite a bit of Flosstube, and I was watching over the weekend, I think it was, or towards the end of last week. Cross Stitching with Nessa, who is the admin on Fun with Cross Stitch Facebook group. Fun with Cross Stitch, aka Sharon Buchanan in Australia. And if you're familiar with their group, they do lots of they've got other like offshoots, that like the Safari Challenge, and there's the Holiday Challenge. I'm not sure if there's another one that I'm missing out on. But anyway, Nessa also does charts, designs charts. And I was watching her video anyway. I'm not explaining this very well. I was watching her video, and she showed one that she was doing that was a Gecko Rouge kit of a panda. And it was like, oh, love that. So I thought, I've got to comment on that because I love that. So I did, and she replied and said that she wanted to send me a little something as a gift. So kind of a offshoot to that is trying to reply with YouTube at the minute is a bit of a nightmare. Messages are going missing. I put them in, they don't end up where I don't know where they are. So yeah, Nessa didn't get them. Somebody maybe did, but Nessa didn't get them. And I know from my end, I've had people say, oh, I've left a message, or I replied to your message, but I'm not seeing it. And it's like, I've never had it. So I went via Instagram in the end because nightmare. Instagram, DM, message, perfect. That's the way to go. And so I sent my email, and this is what she sent me. Oh, how cute is he? Oh, look. This little belly. Oh, I fell in love. He's so adorable. Oh. So, of course, it's not my fault, but I had to start him. So I've only got a little start, but he's a start, and now he's a whip. So I pulled out a piece of grey, pale grey, 18 count, and I've started middle top because it being round, and I didn't want to grid all the way out to the edge in case it didn't cover all the grid marks. But here's my start. It's only small, but it's my start. So there we go. I got 456 stitches. So we're off and running. So yeah, I'm so pleased. So thank you so much, Nessa. I did check, because obviously it was a gift, and she was okay with me mentioning that today on my video. So just love him, love him, love him, love him. So it's being done 2/1 full cross on 18 count light grey. So yeah, I'm just going to show you him again because he's amazing. And she's got a lot of other, I think, a lot of cute, really cute ones like this. So, oh, go check them out. Fun with cross stitch. I'm sure you probably all know. But just in case there's somebody that doesn't. He's adorable. Adorable. I do apologise for the coughing. It's always the way, isn't it? You get something like Flosstube nose or whatnot. Now, I couldn't decide yesterday what I was going to stitch last night after work, so I used my tiny decision wheel, and it picked out this one, Bless This Mess. And I thought, oh, that's great. I'll do more on that. That's fine, yes. Completely forgetting, which is probably a good thing that I did forgot until I actually opened it up, that I was actually in the backstitching stages for that bottom page, because my plan is, because it's in sections, I don't want all the backstitch at the end. So I spent the evening backstitching. So what I backstitched last night was along here, round, I've done this bit, the cats, the eggshell bit. So yeah, it's coming along. It's quite slow going, but it's coming along. I'm better doing it this way than leaving it all to the end. That would be a disaster, because we all know how that can be with projects, leaving the back stitch all the way to the end. I try to do it as I go as much as possible. So yeah, so that's that. So my total stitches for the fortnight, not including the back stitch because I don't count the back stitch, I got 7,190 stitches in. Very pleased with that. What else have I got stitchy wise? I've got one bit of haul. I've got one little bit kind of plan giveaway to do, and okay, I'll do this bit first. This is my only bit of haul. I saw this come up on Facebook and couldn't resist. Piece of coffee craft fabric. So it doesn't have a name. It's is it July's or June's club piece? Oh, it's so gorgeous. It's slightly more pinky than that showing up, but it's an 18 count, so I don't have a lot of 18 count, and it's 18 by 21. Oh, love, love, love. The other thing that I have, if you remember in the last video I mentioned about the historical sampler company and how I was very impressed with their customer service, etc. And they were going to be releasing starting taking orders for the advent box, and thought, well, I've had one before, I really did enjoy it, I'd love to have another one. Yeah, I've got one ordered. Yeah, I'd done my double shifts, so I'd had extra money that I wasn't planning on anticipating having, and I thought, you know what, I checked with Tom. I said, I've seen this, and he's like, just get it. What are you asking me for? And he's like, well, because it's £104, and you know that could go to something else that needs paying. There's always something that needs paying. And he's like, no, that's money we weren't anticipating he's having, so just get it. So yay, I'm getting an advent box. So I don't know whether I'll do an unboxing thing. I could do that, maybe just do like a little video each day during December, doing a unboxing of it. Possibly, maybe. What do you think? I know it's a while away, but could do. I don't think it'd be too time consuming, because it'd just be the one bit. So yeah, so that's that. So next I will just run through what I have, Flosstubers that I've watched, and I think going forward, because I noticed that there's a lot of these that I mentioned the last time, so I think going forward what I'll do is a lot of these are well, of course, It's a given that I've watched them because they've released a video. If it's a new to me or anything, then I will mention, but it's just, you know, it's like Crafty Emily. Well, I know hers has been out. I've already seen that that's been released today. So that'll be getting watched either this afternoon. Oh, no, maybe not, because it's already 3 o'clock. That'll be tonight's viewing while I'm stitching. And the same with next week, so, and the week after, whenever she releases one. And the same with Stitching by the Shore, Laura. It's my Friday night viewing. And Katie, Jeremiah's mum, it's my Monday night viewing. Stitching Mommy, that's either Tuesday or sometimes Monday, sometimes Tuesday viewing. Do you know what I mean? Half stitch, cross stitch, Dina. Whether it be a Saturday, a Sunday, a Monday, whenever hers goes out. Yeah. So, and Helen D, another one, as a regular. Who else? Fun with Cross Stitch, Sharon. Cross Stitching with Nessa. Busy Mom Stitcher. Owl Be Stitching Forever. Stitching Jules. Ducks and Crosses. Ducks and Crosses is a newbie. She's got a channel. So that's one to go and check out. This one was a new one to me, but she's not a new cross stitcher, but Lucky Chance Stitcher. I also watched Stitcher with the Laughing Face. That was one I watched. I watched James PH Stitcher. I watched quite a few of his actually because he's got such a calming, relaxing way of speaking, and just like, oh, I could just listen to that. Stitching with the Housewives again. That's a Saturday regular, isn't it? And Steph.xstitch, I think it's .xstitch, but Steph X Stitch, and Alara, you know. So those are all the ones that I have watched, and for the most part, apart from the ones that are new or new to me, they're the ones that I always watch. So they don't need me shouting them out because they're all doing amazingly well, aren't they? So yeah. What other things that I have watched? I have watched, this was on that, you know, the U app. It's just the letter U. Ladies in Black. That was a Australian 1960s department store drama series. Really good. I enjoyed that. The next one was called High Country. That was on the BBC iPlayer, and that was a Australian like cop drama type thing. Then there's Darby and Joan, which is on the U app, which again, it's an Australian, there's a lot of Australian stuff about at the minute. That's a kind of a cozy kind of mystery thing that's worth a watch. I watched Highlander, as I said. We finished watching Royal Family, which is a BBC comedy series. Yeah, for anybody out with the UK, might it be interesting to see what their take is on the royal family. It's not royal as in king and queen. It's royal as in Jim Royal and Barb and yeah, Denise, Anthony. Yeah, it's funny, but it's very much of a, oh, how would you put it? It's like that typical family life. There's elements to it that you're like, oh my God, yeah, I recognise that. I recognise that. And we're now watching the latest series of Ghosts US. We've watched all the other 3 series and we've watched all of the Ghosts UK series. but we're on to the US one, and they've just released all of the series 4. So we're watching that now, which is a comedy one, which is good. What next? In my comments on my last video, I'd spoke about doing my football, my Foxes, the football challenge stitch thing, and how I was going to do the point systems. And Mama Loves You GB made a comment, and once I'd got over the, oh my god, it's Mama Loves You GB commenting on my video, she said, will they not get, it was like to do with the points, the point system. And he's like, oh god, yeah, they would get that many. If they got a clean sheet, they'd get, was it 175 stitches to do for, I'd completely missed one bit out. And it's like, yeah, that doesn't surprise me, because maths is not my strong point. It never was. I was the kid that at infant school, so basically I would have been 5 or 6, I was kept back after school because I didn't know 100 had 100. Yeah, I was never very good at maths. Now I'd argue that, well, maybe the teacher should have explained it better, but yeah, I didn't get it. Yeah, give me a book, do that. I could do the reading and all that, but numbers, no. So yeah, that was quite funny. So yeah, if you remember my last video, I at the very end did, shall I do that? Yeah, I'll do that now because I've already started talking. I showed a chart for a giveaway, and it's this one here, Moon Girl. And I said anybody that puts the moon in the comment will be entered into the giveaway. And I decided what I was going to do. I was going to write down everybody's name that commented, and then I would do a thingy, random number picker thing. But what I've decided to do is I've listed you all on my sheet of paper here. Look, you've all got a number 1 through to 6, and I'm gonna ask her, who will not be named until she's required, to pick me a number between 1 and 6. So we'll see who gets picked. Okay, so let's go for it, shall we? Alexa, pick a number between 1 and 6.
Here's a number between 1 and 6. It's 2.
There we go. Number 2 is Elizabeth Aston 4434. Let's see. There we go. So you are the winner of Moon Girl. So if you could, if you find me on, if you're on Instagram, you could go find me there and send me a DM on there, or I'll put my email address in the Dropbox. Send me an email and I'll get your address and we'll get that sent out to you. So yay, we have a winner. So maybe in a couple of weeks' time we might have another giveaway. We shall see. I'll try to organise that. Plans going forward, because tomorrow is the end of the month, so we'll be going into August. So I will have my monthly cupcake to do. I will have another Christmas stocking to do for the grandkids' Christmas ornament. I've already chosen my freebie stitch for the month, and it picked out this one here. So that's what I will be stitching up out of my freebie box for August. What else do I always do on it? Is that the ones? I think so. And there's also the Magazine Monthly Challenge acrostic, which is linen. I've already got 2 chosen, one for L, which is a new start, and one of the N's, which is a new start. So you'll have to come back to find out what they are. And once the I Spy prompts are released, I will try to see if I can work anything into those prompts. I'll be working on my Wooey piece, because that has to get worked on each month. And I'll be doing at least 1, if not 2, Halloween ornaments as well. So we shall see. Is that everything? I think that's everything stitching wise. So I only have a small life update. It's been, what has happened this last fortnight? We've got the due date, the C-section date now for Anne-Marie for little baby Thomas. He is going to be whipped out of his little home on the 13th of August, which is 2 weeks today. So that kind of, I'm not sure I will be able to do a video on that day, so it might be that I do the video the day before or the day after. I'm not sure. It all depends, because I've got a really majorly busy couple of weeks up and coming, because we have got I don't know anyone familiar with Scotland, you get like the Highland Games, but you also get like the shows, for like the farming and that. So there's one in the village, just over from us, Keith show, and Tom helps organise that with regards to the CCTV and head counting machine, all the stuff with that. So he's very busy with that. He has a stand at that show as well, and that's on not this weekend coming, the weekend after. We have got, obviously, the baby's due just after that. My in-laws are up for the show, and my counterpart at work, who cleans the visitor centre side of things, is also off next week. So I'm doing double shifts next week. Plus, sadly, a week ago on Saturday, Anne-Marie's gran passed away. It wasn't unexpected. She'd been ill for a while, but still, she's heavily pregnant, and it's not something you want to deal with at any point in life, but especially not then. And the funeral is on Tuesday coming, so I'm going to be looking after the girls that day. And I've got a double shift that night, and yeah. And I'm also going to be, as of next Friday, looking after Finn and Wyatt on a Friday for Rachel, because Scott's working hours have altered and it's made everything a bit more easy in one sense but harder in another. So I've said that yes, I will, of course, I will love to spend my Fridays with my grandboys. So yeah, but I've got a busy fortnight up and coming, so I'm not sure when the next video will be. It'll either be before the 2 weeks or just after the 2 weeks. We shall see. We shall see. Is that everything? I think that is everything. It's now 3:15, so I have got time while this uploads to get myself organised and do my 30 minutes a day on my project. Get all this lot organised and put away. Get the whips put back into the box. Ready to start again. And yeah, go to work at 5 o'clock. So, Elizabeth Aston 4434. Either send me an email in the drop box below, or find me on Instagram. It's the same name, and send me a direct message there, and we'll go from there. And I'll get that sent out ASAP. So, thank you very much for watching. If you've stuck it out this far, well done. Golden points to you. I wish you all a fantabulous 2 weeks until I speak to you again. I hope you get lots of stitching time, and I hope that everything is going wonderful in your part of the world. Okie dokie. I will speak to you all again sometime soon. Bye bye, guys.